Welcome back to All the Beer No Idea FM. Now we have a request and a special one for two special people out there. This review goes out to Paul and Michelle from Rate My Beer, who are currently on holiday in Spain. So watch out for this one, guys. This one is for you with love. Right, let's get on with it. We got a beer review. I think he was a bit jealous because I haven't dedicated a beer to him. So this one's out. This one's going out to them on holiday. And what we've got is a brand new beer from Stonehouse Brewery. Now it's Sunday the 30th, I think. Is it Sunday the 30th, 31st? I don't know what day it is. But I've just got back off holiday. We went shopping earlier. And I took a little journey down to Stonehouse Brewery just to see if they had any new stuff in there. They had one on tap, which I haven't had. So I couldn't do that, and it's not in bottles. They had one there that had come back from previously being released, and that's on tap at the moment. But I've already reviewed that one. And they had this one, which is their latest release. Now, it wasn't out before I went away. That's been just short of 2 weeks now, so it's obviously come out between sometime then, after I went and now. And what we are looking at is a bottle of their Capacitor IPA. It's coming in at 4.5% in a 500ml bottle, and on this occasion I only picked 4 bottles up from there, so it was coming in at £2.25 a bottle. But I know if you buy sort of half a case, full cases, you do get them a bit cheaper. But £2.25 for a 500ml 4.5% IPA is all right. It's nice artwork. It's their typical thing. On the back, our first crack at a Centennial hops, and we pack them in to give. It's terrible, isn't it? This is their first crack at Centennial hops, and we pack them in to give it a good hit of pine, citrus, and floral notes. So there we go. Glass at the ready. Stonehouse sidelines. I always use that one generally, and the fact that I've just done a review already using their other site, Stonehouse glass. So yeah, let's get this cracked open. Looks interesting. So let's see what we get. Like I say, their latest one, £2.25. I think they got a couple more in the pipeline as well. They are toning their beers down a bit. I've said this before. It's probably going to be very sort of traditional, but just with Centennial hops. But hopefully it's going to be decent. And the reason why is pubs want all the lighter beers, and a lot of people like the lighter beers. So, hey ho, it is what it is. But beer in a glass, there we go. It looks the same as a lot of their beers, really. It's sort of like a light amber colour, if you like, golden sort of amber looking beer. We got some bubbles going up, as you can see. A very sort of light, fluffy finger of white head. There is a little bit left in the bottle. So let's dive in with the nose and see what we get. Oh yeah, that smells lovely. Oh, that smells beautiful. Just the smell is enough to make me like the beer already. I don't know if I will, but certainly off the nose. Hoppy, piney, fruity. Nice little sort of malty backbone to it that you get on the nose, as you do with most of them. But this is nice because the hops sort of take over a bit more. Some of their sort of lighter beers have been a little bit, I've said boring in the past. They're nice, but they're not saying I would stick to drinking, or certainly some of their later releases. But there's enough in there on the nose that's got me kind of excited. It smells really nice. So let's get the rest out of the bottle, get it in a glass. They didn't have this one on tap, I don't think, either, at the moment. I could be wrong, but I don't think they did. So this is your only chance to get it in a bottle. So let's dive in. Stonehouse Brewery from Oswestry, Capacitor IPA 4.5%, and their first dabble in Centennial hops. Cheers, Paul. Cheers, Michelle. Have a great one. Ooh. If there's, how can I put it? Taste wise, lovely. All right, we'll go in again. The beer has a decent body, but it drinks quite light. What you get on the nose, what you get in the taste is lovely, but it feels like it just lacks a little bit in body or in weight when you drink it. The body is there, don't get me wrong, the body is there, but it drinks lighter than you expect. So it's not disappointing, but it's just maybe not what you expect. Yeah, there's a lightness afterwards, and I'm going to say that's not down to body. There's maybe, because of the ABV only being 4.5, it feels like a 4.5% beer almost, in a sense, as you drink it. And then, but with so much else going on, you expect it to be bigger. So it drinks quite light. The body is decent on it. There's no denying that. The body is decent, certainly for the ABV. Quite nice in the mouth. Lots of small bubbles. It is quite well carbonated, but the bubbles are small, so it's not rough or vicious in the mouth as you drink it. On the taste, hoppy. Definitely got a freshness about it. Does feel nice and fresh. Hoppy, a gentle bitterness. That gets a bit stronger. Pine notes, I'm not really sure I'm getting a big pine hit in there. It might be subtle. A big malty backbone to it. Like I say, they're traditional brewery. A lot of their stuff tends to be, I'm not saying massively malty, but you know it's there. Some beers, some of these sort of session IPAs and that, there's no real sort of malt thing to it, you know what I mean? And they feel light. I think they put a nice, feels fuller with malt, shall we say, rather than waffling on. Hoppy, floral, a little bit juicy. There is a little bit of pine coming in now on the back, but it is very subtle. It's not a big pine, it's a subtle pine sort of taste, I would say. And then right on the back end, cracker-like. I'm going to say it's like a bready, not bready even, is it? It's more like a cracker sort of malt sort of finish to it. 4.5% in taste. Do you get it? Not really. You don't really get it in taste. Obviously, some of these lighter beers can feel a little bit wishy-washy. This doesn't. But you still don't get that feeling of a 4.5% beer as you drink it. I think the lightness of the beer, how can I put it? It's not wishy-washy, it's not watery, but the lightness of the beer gives it a little feel of that. And you've got all the flavours in there, but they're not so much punching you in the face. And again, that could be something that you kind of think, ooh, is there enough in there? There's flavour in there, don't get me wrong. Like I said, there's plenty of flavour in there. But this beer feels like it wants to be about 5.5%, if I'm honest. It feels like it wants to be let loose. They've brewed it with almost the reins on it. Imagine a jockey riding horse. The horse wants to go, the jockey's holding it back. For me, that is what this beer is like, almost. It feels like Stonehouse have held back on it a little bit. But underneath it all, you know, there is something that is dying to be a bit bigger, a bit bolder, and a little bit stronger. But it's a decent beer. Does it feel like all the other beers they do? There's still that feel of the other beers they do there. But I think with the Centennial hops and that, it certainly has a bit more. There's certainly something different on the nose. Certainly more different in taste as well. But yeah, I mean, £2.25 for a 500ml bottle from a small local brewery as well. Or we'll call them regional, because they are quite a decent sized sort of brewery, but they're not, you know, filling supermarkets everywhere, if you like. But yeah, that's quite a decent drop. Not one of my favourites. Again, they have made some absolute bangers in the past, absolute bangers. And it's going to come down to personal taste. But if you're a traditional sort of beer drinker, I think what they're doing with their traditional beers is they're giving them just that little bit extra, and probably giving the more traditional beer drinker really something a little bit more. Whereas I like my traditional beers, but I tend to be more on the heavier Richter scale, if you like, of ABVs, and then I like a lighter one. And that's what they seem to be chucking out at the moment. But the beer is perfectly acceptable. You can tell it's brewed with love. You can just tell it is a proper beer. There's no bullshit about it. Do I like it? Yes. Like I say, I do like it. Is it one I'm going to drink all the time? Probably not. No. But I can see people would drink it as well. So for me, a decent drop. If you like it a little bit lighter, there's plenty of flavour in there. £2.25, like I say, for a half-litre bottle. Well worth picking up. That's it for this beer review. They're on Facebook. They're on YouTube as well, but I don't think there's an awful lot up on YouTube. But if you want to go and have a nosy, feel free. If you're interested in getting any of their beers, there's a Best of British website that sells their stuff, but it's a lot more expensive than just going to the store. Going on the store and going inside. So if you're local, I would always recommend going in and visiting Stonehouse. If you are after any, I'm quite happy to pick some up once I've been paid, obviously, or I can pick some up for people and I can post them and I'll just charge you for what the beers cost me in the postage. I'm quite happy to do that if you do want to try any. So if you want to, give us a shout. Obviously, I won't be posting out abroad. It's just going to be in the UK if you are interested, but I'm quite happy to promote them. So if you get a chance to get it, give it a go. If you're local, go down there, go and see them. That's it for this beer review. Gone on for 12 minutes. Sorry about that. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to share, like, subscribe and all that malarkey. And I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.